Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm going to be sharing how to heal yourself. I definitely want to start by stating that I am not a medical professional. These are simply 4 things that I did to heal myself without medical intervention. And I also wanted to mention that one of the books that I absolutely love, and I'm not affiliated with this book at all, but I highly recommend the book Love, Medicine, and Miracles by Dr. Bernie Siegel. It's one of my favorite books about healing. It really changed my life and helped me to see healing differently and to understand healing on a deeper level. So a little bit of a story time first. So I've healed myself from all kinds of things, including tinea versicolor, which I do have a video about that, and I'll include that in the video description. I've also healed myself from IBS, from painful period cramps, from like weird discolorations on my body, just like a whole lot of things. And most recently, so in the past couple months, I was experiencing some like really heavy, what felt like detox symptoms. It was like I was going to the bathroom more than usual. I had like really strong headaches. I felt really nauseous, kept feeling like I was going to throw up. And so this was happening for the past couple of months, and there were kind of 2 times throughout the months that it felt like much stronger than other times. And by doing these 4 things that I'm about to share with you, I completely figured out what was wrong with me. I healed it very quickly within just like a couple days, and now I'm feeling amazing again. So yeah, I think I'm gonna tell you a little bit more later about like what was going on, but let me just dive into these 4 things and I'll give you the example of what just happened to me. Okay, so the first thing that I did is that I journaled some really important questions. So the questions are with regards to like what's going on with what you need to heal, how does it serve you, what are you getting out of it, and why do you need it? So at first you may be like, what? Like, I don't need this. Like, this isn't good for me. I don't want this health problem. I don't want this thing that's wrong with me. But with anything that we have in our lives, there's a reason that it's there. And there's a reason that we attracted it, that we manifested it, that it is present. And so it's important, if you want to heal on a deeper level and not just like on a surface level, and you want to get to the root, you need to understand why you brought it into your life. Like, how is it serving you? Because when you understand this on a deep level, then you can fix the problem at the root and you can completely shift it and change it. So at first, like I said, you may be like, what? Like, why do I have this? Like, no, I don't want this at all. But there's some reason that it's serving you. There's some reason that you have it. So by understanding this, it will help you so that you can address this thing that you need to serve, this need that you have, this desire that you have, by not having this health problem. Okay, so when I journaled this out for myself recently, I realized that, and I was doing it on a deeper level in terms of like, why do I keep manifesting these health issues? And the thing that I really came up with was that it was preventing me from moving on to the next things that I really want to have and work on in my life. Like, it was keeping me comfortable, because like dealing with health things is like, it's my comfort zone, honestly. And if I'm totally healthy all the time, then I can work on other things like money and relationships. And there's a lot of fear that I've had with working on those things. So that was one of the reasons why it was serving me to have this recent health issue, and why it's served me to have several health issues that I've needed to heal. Okay, so you need to do that deeper work for yourself. Another thing that I realized is that I know that I'm a health leader, and it was important for me to go through this recent process so that I could teach and share what I'm sharing today, so that I could have a more recent experience of going through the process that was fresh in my memory, so that I could really explain the process to you. So that was another reason why I had this recent health thing and how it was serving me, how it was benefiting my life. So like I said, you need to do that for yourself so that you can really understand and move past it. Okay, so that's the first thing. The second thing is to warm your hands and place warm, loving hands on wherever you have the pain, the discomfort, the issue on your body, and ask it what's going on. So speak to it, communicate with it, and because I find that our bodies are speaking to us. And so when we have some type of pain or discomfort or something wrong with our bodies, that it just means that our body is trying to tell us something. So it's important to listen, to communicate with it. And I find that by putting loving hands on it, it forms that bond, it creates that connection. Actually, recently saw the movie Avatar, and I think there's a lot of stuff with that bond, that connection. And so we need to form that bond with our bodies so that we can really hear it, listen to it, and understand what it's trying to tell us. So how I speak to my coaching clients, how I explain this to them is I feel like when there's something wrong with our bodies, so like all of our body parts are kind of like children. That's how I perceive it. And so when there's something wrong with our body, when there's some type of pain or discomfort or something that's not working or not going right, it's kind of like a child that's like kind of like pulling at us, like nagging at us, right? And like, mommy, 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 or like, daddy, 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 like, help, help, like, I need help, or like, they're crying out, they're like calling to us. It's kind of like that child that needs that love, that attention, and it's trying to speak. So when a child has some type of tantrum where they're upset about something, like, we need to give them attention. We need to understand what's going on so that we can help them. So it's the same with our bodies. That's how I perceive it, and that's how I understand it. It just feels like it's a child that's calling out for my attention. So it's important for me to really connect with it and understand what's going on. So this allows you to create that connection with your body and to listen to it and speak to it and really hear what it's trying to tell you. So when I had my recent experience, I did the same thing. So I really like connected to my head because I felt like that's where I could really connect to it, my head, and also on my stomach where I was like feeling nauseous. And so I really just like asked it like, what's going on and how can I help you? Like, what are you trying to say to me? Okay. So the third thing is to journal, what do I need to do? So when we form that bond with our hands, it may tell us one thing, it may explain something to us, it may be giving us some type of message. But I found that when I journaled, I was able to receive more downloads. Like I was able to get more information about what I needed to do to heal it. So this is where I was able to receive like the downloads that I needed to breathe, that I needed to do some research on overhydration. So that's what came to me, is that I really felt like there was a connection with what I was going through and water. It was either I wasn't drinking water that was working well for my body, or I felt like there was some type of thing about overhydrating, so that I needed to do some research on that. And when I ended up doing this research, this is the point at which I discovered I had every single symptom of overhydration. So I know that people say that you need to hydrate, you need to get a lot of water, drink tons and tons of water, but because this was during a period of my life where I was eating the most hydrating fruit and vegetables that I had ever eaten before. So in the past, if you've seen one of my old what I eat in a day videos, for example, so I'll include that in the video description, I was typically eating a lot of bananas, so a little bit less of a hydrating fruit. And so I was drinking more water, and I wasn't drinking nearly as much water as I had started drinking recently. So it was the combination of drinking a lot more water and having extremely hydrating fruits. And this is the point at which I discovered, like I said, that I had every single symptom of overhydration. And I also had the download to look up how do chimps drink water? And it was so interesting because what I discovered is that chimps in the wild don't really drink that much water because they're eating such hydrating foods. It's only in captivity that they actually drink a lot of water, which made so much sense. And I've talked about this before. I really feel that because we eat, our bodies are so similar, our structures are so similar to the primates, that it really makes sense that we should eat the way, it resonates for me to eat the way that they eat and to really follow a lot of the things that they do. And so this totally clicked for me. I completely cut out water just to have that, give my body time to heal. And I also discovered that it was really important to have that sodium balance back in my body. So I did increase and the amount of sodium-rich foods that I have. So I was having more sauerkraut and more celery. And wow, within a couple days, I completely healed. I haven't had the nausea. I haven't felt any of the ways, the headaches, none of that stuff. It completely went away. But it's because I did this journaling work. It started with asking myself, what do I need to do to heal it? And so, like I said, it was I journaled out that I needed to do this research, that I needed to breathe. Let me see, because I actually have my journal here. Let me see if there's anything else that came up. So I also wrote to experiment because that's something that really resonates for me, is to try different things. So I knew that if the water thing wasn't what was going to solve it, that I had to keep experimenting, and that's something that works for me a lot. I also wrote to overcome it on a mental level, and I wrote the next thing that I'm going to be talking about in the fourth thing that you need to do, which is make friends with the fear. So making friends with the pain, with the health thing. I wrote make friends with the pain, know that it's here for a reason and it's serving me and it's helping me to help others. Okay, so those are the things that I journaled out that really helped me to just understand what was going on and what I needed to do to fix it. So like I said, the fourth thing is to make friends with it. So make friends with the pain, make friends with the process of healing, and be patient and breathe through the process and repeat if necessary. So I do recall when I was working on healing my period cramps, since the very beginning, I always experienced very painful period cramps. And it was actually when I was talking to an ex and he said, you don't have to have the pain. And it was almost like him saying that gave me permission to heal it. And I really understood that I needed to make friends with the pain. I needed to just really connect with it, understand that the pain was a part of me. It was a part of my body. It was a part of what I was creating in my life. And I needed to go about it, heal it, overcome it on a level that made me feel safe and not like I was fighting it or doing anything aggressive. I needed to break down the walls of resistance and just really be okay with the pain, just really accept it as part of my life, which seems counterintuitive because it's this is a process of wanting to overcome it. But it was this period of accepting it that allowed me to just breathe through it, to relax into it, and to overcome it on a level that felt much safer, much easier, and just easier. It felt like I was able to deal with it on a level that felt much more peaceful. And so by going through these four things, this is how I've healed, like I said, everything from tinea, versicolor, IBS, period cramps, now this recent overhydration that I had, even weird things that have come up, like a pain on a toe or a discoloration on my foot. This is the process that I've gone through for everything. And by going through it more recently, I was able to write down the exact four things that really helped me, that were the core elements that allowed me to heal my body naturally, like I said, without medical intervention, and really understand and connect with my body on a deeper level. So I'd love to know your comments and questions in the comments section down below. I hope you guys found this video helpful, and I will see you guys in the next video. I love you guys, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.